Hey guys, Shane here with One Shift at a Time, and we're back. It's happening. Well, week one of the power rankings for the NHL is here, and without any further ado, we're gonna jump right into it. Oh man, it's good to be back. And we're gonna start off with the 1-0 and 1 Washington Capitals. Their win coming in New York before they dropped one into OT. Ovi's playing well already. He's got 3 goals already. He's got 5 assists in 2 games. Just just insane. This guy's gonna have a monster season, I think. In number 9, we got Toronto Maple Leafs. I don't know. They've been hot and cold, right? They had that big win over Montreal, and they were planning the parade, and then they lost one to Ottawa. That definitely is reason for concern. You don't want to see many games against Ottawa, but especially without Tkachuk. But now Tkachuk's signed, we're going to see him back soon, I'm sure. They did manage to win the rubber match there, or sorry, not the rubber match, the comeback, the back-to-back match to make it even. So we'll see how that goes. But we haven't seen anyone in Toronto play anyone that's outside of the old North Division there. So I'd like to see how they face against an opponent that wasn't there. Austin Matthews missing in action through 2 games. Is that cause for concern? We'll see. Number 8, we got the defending champs, and they dropped a bit on the first game, but they managed to fight their way back up. So after a 6-2 loss to the Penguins to open the season, they did have an explosive game. They defeated Detroit 7-6, and then another close win over the Caps in OT. So nothing that's making you feel super confident, but this team has won back-to-back Stanley Cups. You can't write them off. They're going to get on this list to start the year. They're going to have to do more than lose the game to drop out of the top 10 of the power rankings when they've won back-to-back Stanley Cups, for sure. Stamkos, man, again, he's got 3 goals, 4 assists, 7 points. This could be a really big scoring year. You're going to see a lot of people on this list that already in a few games have quite a few points. And they're the usual candidates. Number 7, the team that beat them in the first game, we have the Pittsburgh Penguins. And, after that big game and 1 win, they had an OT loss to Florida, which, Florida's played well lately. And then they have some great games coming up, though. So Dallas and Toronto coming up. That's going to give us a lot better clue of where Pittsburgh actually sits. Jari's playing well. Pittsburgh's always a silent sleeper. Nothing's really changed there. They're always a good team. Watch out for them. I say that every year. Number 6. Now the surprises. Who saw the Columbus Blue Jackets going 2-0 to start the season? A few people. Not too many people, but a few might have saw that. I imagine Laine's looking pretty good. Definitely a lot better in preseason, and then he did get the OT winner most recently. They also won 8-2, so that's definitely a good start. I think things are going to be a lot better in Columbus this year. We'll see how that goes. Things were supposed to be good last year. It wasn't supposed to be that bad, but. And speaking of surprises, I said not many called the last one. No one called the Buffalo Sabres starting off the game 2-0 without Jack Eichel. This one is crazy. A convincing win over the Habs too, and then the Coyotes. So who knows how to really judge that one, because it was in overtime. But they have some really good games against Vancouver and Boston coming up. That should give us a bigger clue. I think they have a good chance in we'll say both of those games. Boston did split the first 2, but I think they are on one of their last years of having a good run, so we'll see how that goes. And in 4th position, we have the Minnesota Wild. This is less of a surprise. They were good enough last season, nothing to write home about, but they had a decent season. Then when they had wins over LA and Anaheim this week. Again, just like I said earlier against Toronto, though, these are both teams that were in the West with them last year. I'd like to see how they play against teams that they weren't playing all the time last year to really get a better feel for how they are playing. We'll see. Number 3. Coming off a good season last year as well, and in 3rd position we have the Florida Panthers. They started off 2-0 as well, and that seems to be a running theme for the rest of the teams. Everyone is 2-0. They did have a win over the Owls, and more impressively over the Pittsburgh Penguins. Sam Bennett is continuing his great play down there in Florida. He already has 3 goals. It took him half a season to get that in Calgary, so it's a really great opportunity for him. They have their rivals in the Lightning up next, and also the Avs. So it's going to be a tough week for the Florida Panthers, and we're going to actually see how tough they are and if they continue to be this high in the rankings. Number 2, and also 2-0, as I said, that's kind of how it goes here. We got the Carolina Hurricanes, and man, this is another team that's been good for the last couple of years, and has just needed maybe that last push in the playoffs to get over that hump. And again, I think they still have a couple seasons left in their window before it closes, but they're a scary team. They have Aho and Svechnikov leading the way. And they have the Canadiens and Blue Jackets coming up this week. So they have definitely some winnable games. We'll see. That Columbus one could be a real shootout. And in number 1, I'm sure you guessed it by now, and looking like they have no rust at all, we have the Edmonton Oilers. McDavid's on fire and got a hat trick against the Flames. And in the first game, 2 just really beautiful assists. So he's looking like he's a man on a mission. The rest of the team, like Mike Smith, was playing lights out hockey for 5 out of the 6 periods so far. Draisaitl and crew are they're not quite at the speed of McDavid yet. I think they'll catch up in a game or 2, but they're all playing good, and so far the defense is holding. So that's it for my week 1 of the power rankings. As you can see, we shortened it down to 10 this year because doing 30 is just going to get a little long. Even if I only spent 1 minute on a team, those are like half-an-hour videos. So hope you guys enjoyed. If you do, please hit that like button, subscribe, share it around, and as always, you guys have a great one. We'll see you in the next episode.